course, lack of social housing, reduction of wraparound supports, including mental health, increase of meth use among the homeless population, decrease in income supports, including AISH, fear of our Edmonton police, faith-based services like Hope Mission that are overly intrusive about Christian ideology, lack of day programs for the homeless population that causes a massive influx into libraries, recent restrictions at City Hall, you say are the best example. And your last point is bent statistical, I can never say that word, information and government communications hiding or minimizing social problems and responsibilities within Edmonton. That's my opinion for what it's worth. That's quite the tweet and kind of the list of concerns regarding the aggression towards public servants.
You're a human being.
Yeah.
You might have some organic issues, FASD, ADHD. You've had some trauma in your life. You're homeless. You haven't had a lot of supports. You going through the same emotions as we all go through. If I'm having a bad day, I can go home. I can kick my feet up. I can dim the lights. I can rest. And I have strategies to work through that. If you're homeless and you can't go anywhere, you can't sit anywhere, you can't sleep anywhere, you can't even stand anywhere, you don't have access to your medication, so your sugar levels are high. And because we're so crime aversive or risk aversive, the only really safe spot people can go to now are our libraries. And thank God for our libraries, or on our buses,
Mm.
or in our transit centers. These places aren't designed to be wraparound services and provide basic needs to people in crisis. They do provide warmth, positive socialization, but they don't they don't certainly have the skill sets or the resources to deal with all your situations. And the agencies, again, this is again my personal opinion, the agencies that we give millions of dollars in tax funding, uh, example, the Hope Mission,
Hmm.
is very Christian based, is very faith based. And they expunge everybody out of their centers at 8:30 or whatever in the morning, and go walk on the streets, and there's nowhere for these people to go. We should have drop-in centers. And because compounding this is that Kate's kicked out Boyle Street. There's nowhere. Boyle Street's kind of fragmented right now until they consolidate into whatever they're doing. There's nowhere for people to go and socialize and sit and envelop themselves in these wraparound services. Even our welfare offices, our income support offices, at one time pre-pandemic, you could go in there and even on occasion get a cup of coffee and sit and warm and use the computers to job search and socialize with somebody, and provided some respite. And we had City Hall, but this is evolving to a call center type of model where we don't want these people anywhere, anytime.
Right.
We have an encampment. We walk by with box cutters and we slit all the tents and we kick them all out. We're at City Hall. Oh, now we've done all the security and you can't come in and sit there and twinkle on the piano anymore. If it's plus 38 degrees or minus 38 degrees, you can't go sit in Winston Churchill. Besides, you might be banned already from there because you were, skateboarding or doing something inappropriate in the washrooms or whatever. So you've got all these bans.
And so
And our buses aren't meant for this. The bus drivers and our librarians have become frontline social workers because people are going to go where their basic needs are going to be met. And that might be away from the heat or away from the cold, or be able to sit and pretend to be awake, but allowing you to get 20 minutes of rest or sleep. These are the only places that you can go now.
yeah.
And It's a big shortcoming, and it's not just in Edmonton, and we've gotten really mean about it too, cities and provinces and small towns. We used to have park benches, and now we put dividers in the park benches, so you can't even sleep on a park bench.
Mm,
We've got the sprinklers start turning on at all times of the day and night, sporadically to, just make people's lives misery so they don't stay there.
right.
When we do look at a solution, it's always, God's my co-pilot. Let's find something with the word Jesus in it and give all our taxpayers' money to something that's really faith-based and colonial and let them figure it out. And Hope Mission, in my personal opinion, just isn't up to snuff and isn't really uh, best organization to deal with these complex problems. At least that's what I see.
Hmm.
And again, people can challenge me. It's why we all live in a free and democratic society. We
Yeah.
all have different opinions and different feelings.
I certainly in no way excuse public aggression toward anyone, but including
No,
public
yeah,
servants. Having said that, I can appreciate the pressures that people are under to get their basic needs met. So when people are going to libraries or transit centers or or what have you to try and access resources and things that they need, as you say, bus drivers and librarians and whoever um, are doing good work, but that's not what they're supposed to be doing, certainly not to that extent.
yeah,
Where they're frontline workers, basically, in dealing with these situations. So certainly, no one wants the librarian to get yelled at or abused or anything like that. When the system is flawed to such an extent where these people aren't being taken care of, I can appreciate why these situations are happening, and it made the news.